Have you ever heard of blood libel? A disturbing rumor that emerged around the Middle Ages, its roots buried deep in medieval Europe. A poisonous myth spreads. I want you to picture this: an English town in 1144. A horrifying incident shook the community to its core. Young William of Norwich was found unalive. Fear and anger gripped the villagers. Desperate for answers, they looked for someone to blame. The Jews, a minority in the town, became the unfortunate targets of their accusations. The villagers claimed that the Jews had taken William's life to use his blood in their religious rituals. This false allegation marked the beginning of a sinister tale that would persist for centuries. The tale of William of Norwich echoed in the minds of people, and accusations against Jews became disturbingly common. The pattern emerged. A non-Jewish young person would go missing or be found dead, and the Jewish community would be instantly blamed. One of the central elements of blood libel accusations was the claim that Jews used the blood of non-Jewish young people to make matzah, the unleavened bread consumed during the Jewish holiday of Passover. Accusers propagated the notion that this bread was tainted with the blood of innocent victims. During Easter, another layer was added to the blood libel narrative. Some accusations claimed that Jews reenacted the crucifixion of Jesus by using the blood of non-Jewish young people in twisted rituals. These allegations exploited the deep religious significance of Easter, stoking religious tensions and fostering a climate of hostility toward Jewish communities. Trials and tribulations. As the accusations grew louder, innocent lives were shattered in the wake of blood libel trials. One notorious case unfolded in Trent, Italy, in 1475. A boy named Simon had disappeared, and the entire Jewish community was falsely accused of his murder. The trial resulted in the execution of several innocent Jews and the expulsion of the entire community from Trent. This tragic story mirrored countless others throughout history. This has also carried through to the more modern times. A notable case took place in 1913 in Kiev, Ukraine, known as the Bailey's Trial. Menahem Mendel Bayless, a Jewish factory worker, was falsely accused of murdering a Christian young person for ritual purposes. The trial attracted international attention and highlighted the pervasive nature of blood libel. Seeds of hatred. The earliest instances of accusations involving Jews crucifying Christian young people during Easter Passover can be traced back to a prophecy. However, at this time, there was no mention of blood being used in unleavened matzo bread. This detail would later become a significant motive for the crime. One of the earliest known antecedents dates back to a man named Democritus, who claimed that Jews captured strangers every 7 years, bringing them to the Jerusalem temple for sacrifice. Similar accusations were made by others, including Apion, who accused Jews of sacrificing Greek victims. This pattern persisted over time. The birth of legends. Amidst the turmoil, a legendary figure emerged. Rabbi Judah Lew bin Bezalel created the Golem of Prague in the 16th century, a response to the blood libels that aided Jewish communities. Throughout history, countless cases of blood libel occurred. Consequences. The consequences of blood libel have been far-reaching and devastating, leaving a lasting impact on Jewish communities throughout history. Here is an overview. Violence and pogroms. Blood libel accusations have frequently ignited waves of violence and mob attacks against Jewish individuals and communities. Loss of life. Innocent Jewish individuals have paid the ultimate price due to blood libel accusations. Economic and social marginalization. Blood libel accusations have had significant economic and social consequences for Jewish communities. And finally, psychological trauma. The psychological impact of blood libel cannot be understated. Entire generations of Jews have inherited the trauma of these baseless accusations. Combating the darkness. The fight against blood libel continues. Organizations and individuals are working tirelessly to raise awareness, combat anti-Semitism, and promote tolerance. Here are a few examples of how this is done. Interfaith dialogue and unity. Classrooms, community centers, and online platforms, educators take up the mantle of enlightenment, remembering the past, securing the future. In remembrance of the victims of blood libel and to honor their enduring legacy, memorials and museums are established. Education as a weapon. Through engaging lessons, students learn to question stereotypes, challenge baseless accusations, and celebrate diversity. Armed with knowledge, they become the catalysts for change. As we conclude this journey through the tale of blood libel, a poignant reminder of the dangers of prejudice and misinformation, it calls upon us to stand united against bigotry, discrimination, and the perpetuation of harmful myths. May our collective efforts lead us closer to a world free from the shadows of hatred and prejudice.